I realized that other cultures kind of get this. I need you to hear me. Other cultures tend to get this. And when I say other cultures, I'm talking about white culture, Indian culture. I'm talking about other cultures other than African Americans. And a lot of the time what happens is you're mistaking the Playboy for a husband, and you're trying to marry a Playboy instead of marrying a husband. And that's a lot of women don't realize this. A lot of women don't realize this. And this is why you continue to have such horrible dating experiences, because you could be sitting there ignoring the husband material, ignoring the man that is already put you in his forever category. A man will sleep with you, hang out with you, Netflix and chill with you, and you are not his type at all, but he enjoys the sex, he enjoys your company, he enjoys the fun. And now as a woman, you've put this type of man into the husband material. They looked at the Playboy and said, he just wasn't the one. He wasn't faithful. He wasn't ready to settle down. But Rebecca, as a matchmaker, I want you to find me the man who looks like Mr. Playboy, who wants to be loyal and faithful to me and committed to me, and find me my husband. But I want him to look like Mr. Playboy and act like Mr. By the time I realized that other
unrealistic expectations. And shout out to her because she was cooking. But all she's doing is just saying what I've been saying. I've been saying this, and I'm not the first to say it. Others have also said it. A lot of these women nowadays, they are looking for that package, and they are looking for you to be perfect, flawless. So if you are not perfect and flawless, you have to deal with and contend with you already at a handicap. Let's just put it like that. So if you're average, then you're technically behind, because these women, the bar is set so high. The bar is set so high. And we see it all the time because of who women actually choose to be with versus who they say that they want. They say that they want a guy that's emotionally intelligent, but who do they deal with? Who do they get pregnant by? Pookie. You know what I'm saying? Pookie, who's emotionally immature and can't control his emotions and rages out, might smack her upside the head, might, you know what I'm saying, can't control his dick, yeah, no penis discipline, you know what I mean? Like, all these different people end up they end up with people that are completely the opposite of who they say they want, right? Or they deal with people, and then after they deal with that person and that person breaks their heart, or that person, totally, completely, breaks them down as a person, then they want to come back and say, oh, I need this. Oh, I need this. Oh, I require this. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need this. I require this. Oh, you got to be this. You got to be this. And then they want Mr. Nice Guy. But at the end of the day, they don't want Mr. Nice Guy. They're settling for Mr. Nice Guy. What they're doing is they want Pookie with Mr. Nice Guy traits. That's the truth. Because let's just be honest. You can't make a nice guy into a Pookie, but you can make a Pookie into, you can. Which one do you think is, honestly, hold on. Let's really break that one down for a second, because when we're talking about a Pookie and talking about a nice guy, right? I was going to say that it might be easier to turn a Pookie into a nice guy in their minds, but that's only in their minds. In actuality, any nice guy can become a Pookie. You know what I mean? It's like, cause let's think about what a Pookie is, right? A Pookie is an ignorant individual, typically black, who engages in degenerative behavior. And this is my definition of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I use the term enough to give my own definition of it. It is a man, specifically a man who engages in degenerative behavior that is counterproductive to the betterment of society, himself, or the people connected to him. I think that that's a great definition to describe a pookie in politically correct terms, right? It is a male individual, typically black, who engages in degenerative behavior that is counterproductive to the betterment of society, himself, and the people connected to him. So now that we've established what a pookie is, why do women love them so much? Because we always hear the tale about, oh, women love bad boys. Women, it's not something new. It's not even something that's just culturally exclusive. But for some reason, the black women are the only ones that won't take accountability. Well, that's not true. White women won't either. But it's hard to it's hard. Let's see, because you got there's so many layers to this. This is why I like having these kind of conversations, because it's so many layers. It really does make you think, because I've always had an interest in understanding why things happen. I don't just care that things happen. I want to understand why they happen. And with situations like this, I remember one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite movies was Lucas. Lucas, if you're not familiar with it, it was an 80s movie before I was born. It was an 80s movie about this young nerdy dude who tried to become a football player, right? He tried to become a football player. And the reason why he wanted to become a football player is because this girl that he met, he got a crush on her. And she rejected him specifically because she wasn't interested. But in general, she ended up with a football player. And so that in itself is just... So that in itself led to a conflict with them, right? And in that conflict, she ends up or he ends up asking her, I'm trying to remember the movie. He ends up asking her why she doesn't like him, right? And he's a smart guy, young for his age, and an accelerated, above it in a grade that he's not supposed to be in because he's younger. And he asked her, and she doesn't know. She doesn't have an answer. Most people don't. I know that. Well, I said most people I've encountered don't really have an answer for you either. But then that's when the red pill content and stuff emerges, and you learn better and you do better, right? But when we have this situation where women are attracted to a certain type of guy, they're attracted to certain types of traits because biologically those traits in a different time would have been instrumental to survival. You like the bad boy because he's dangerous, and you know that if he's dangerous, then he can protect you. You know what I mean? It's things like that we have to look at from a deep psychological level and really explore why things go on the way they do. Now, I don't get it. That's why I'm a student of this. But that's why I said it's like women are attracted to what they're attracted to. And so I'm not going to take that away from them. Just like, hypergamy is a thing. It's a genuine thing. And it's valid. It's a valid thing. My problem is that when you get the outcome that you choose, a lot of these women will still complain and then blame all men because they choose to pick the the small percentage of dirtbags. Because statistically speaking, there are more men who are single and virgins than there are women who are single and virgins. Guess what? Look at the stats are free. You can look it up. You can look it up. So I'm just saying. I mean, I completely understand what this woman is saying. She's right. She went off. Let her cook.